This is ABC7 News at 6. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Thanks for joining us. Not all medical conditions are easily visible on the surface. Some are often undermined and misunderstood. This week, we're taking a look at five of these undercover illnesses, exposing what they really are and how those around us are affected.
And we begin with autism. It's a disorder that never goes away, affecting anything from language to social abilities. But there's more to it than meets the eye. ABC7's Jess Dowdrick is digging deeper into this undercover illness.
There is no known cause of autism, but according to the Autism Society, it's generally accepted that it's caused by some type of abnormality in the brain. Now, researchers are working on theories to figure out what causes those abnormalities, such as heredity, genetics, or other medical issues.
Picture with the trip camera.
Oh, you want to get a picture on our trip with your camera?
Yes.
Mary Smith has a unique family. All three of her children have disabilities.
It wasn't always easy, but we worked through it.
Her middle child and only son, Paul, was diagnosed with autism when he was just 2 years old. A diagnosis that young, almost unheard of at the time.
Some of the things he would do is spin toys or flap his hands, and he lost his communication. So that's when we got concerned and took him to the Early Steps program to have him evaluated.
Immediately, Paul started behavioral, occupational, and speech therapy. Paul is now 24 years old. He's one of about 800 children and adults with disabilities at the Community Haven in Sarasota.
We're seeing a lot more individuals coming in with autism, especially in our preschool and our high school programs, because it's a lot more prevalent now.
While more common, autism is still very much misunderstood.
It's a whole spectrum of disorders, so it could range from anything from maybe just some social challenges all the way up through, more significant daily challenges, with verbal skills, functioning skills. So it's a much larger spectrum.
What color's Toby?
White dog.
Is he big or little?
Little.
Communication has never been easy for Paul.
It's like he knows what he wants to say, but he can't get the words out. And so when he was younger, it was easier for him to swat at you, or, that's a faster form of communication to get someone's attention, is to hit at you or make a loud noise or something like that.
And while it's difficult for Paul to communicate, some adults with autism struggle in different areas.
We have some individuals that are very intelligent, that are in college, that are working towards a degree, but maybe they struggle a little bit socially, and they need that extra boost for when they graduate to obtain a job. Whereas we kind of take that for granted, interviewing skills and the confidence that you need to walk into a job. There's a funny saying, it's like if you've met one person with autism, you've met one person with autism. I think a lot of people think that, autism means everyone is this certain way. They don't like loud noises, they don't want to be touched, maybe they flap their arms, the stereotypical things, which isn't true at all. It's such a huge range of abilities, strengths. It's really actually kind of incredible. There is no known way to prevent autism, but there are some factors that could cause children to have a higher risk. If the parent is older, if there are any pregnancy or birth complications like prematurity, or if there is less than a year between pregnancies, that child is more likely to have autism, according to Autism Speaks. Jess Dowdrick, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you so much, Jess. Now, our Undercover Illness series continues tomorrow with a look at depression. Make sure to tune in again at 6 o'clock to watch how one man uses a special form of therapy to combat his major depression.
We're learning more details tonight about the deadliest mass shooting in Texas state history. 26 people were killed, 20 others injured in yesterday's church shooting there in Texas. The victims range in age from 18 months to 77 years old. The gunman, 26-year-old Devin Kelly, first opened fire outside the church during morning worship session. As Kelly left the church, police say a Hero neighbor shot back. He jumped into a car with another local resident and chased down the suspect. Kelly eventually crashed his SUV and was found dead from a gunshot wound.
And remember, for updates on this developing story or local breaking news, you can download the latest updated version of our app. Android users will get that update automatically, but iPhone users need to go to the App Store and re-download the app. All you have to do is search for WWSB or My Suncoast.
Well, the sun has already set as we get used to the time change.
No, it's so strange.
I know. Let's get a check with on our weather tonight with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob?
Yeah, brighter in the morning, too. Here's what's going on. Get a look at this. This is some fog forming off in the Gulf of Mexico. These are actually the fog from this morning, kind of lifted a little bit as temperatures warm, but that could lower and cause, again, problems out there over the waters as well as over the mainland when we had advisories this morning due to the low visibility. That is always a problem. Get a look at this. This is the Van Wezel webcam this morning at 7 a.m. and visibility was less than a quarter of a mile. Here you can't even see the bridge, which normally you can see it quite well. There it is. And then lifting at around 10 o'clock by noon, lots of sunshine. Temperatures responded into the upper 70s to low 80s today. And now we're getting that low deck, cloud deck now again, and some fog forming out there in the Gulf of Mexico. It wouldn't take much for that to roll on in and cause some problems. 74 right now. Dew point is at 69. These two numbers, once again, once they get close to one another and the winds lessen up somewhat, you have that big problem with the fog, and it can be quite treacherous driving along that I-75 especially. Remember, don't turn your brights on in the fog. It just reflects that light back to you. Foggy conditions by 9 and to 11. Temperatures still very warm. We'll have more in the week's forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Stick around.
All right, Bob, thank you. A lawsuit has been filed in an effort to prevent the project known as Aqua by the Bay. Court documents were filed last Thursday by a number of residents of Manatee County, along with the environmental organization called Suncoast Waterkeepers. According to court papers, the group is questioning the land development codes and how the county commission handled the public process. The commission approved the project last month, making way for thousands of new homes and retail space. Many residents who live near the project expressed opposition to that plan. And an effort to transform the Lido Beach concession stand into a daiquiri deck had a small setback today. ABC7's Bobeth Yates has more.
The concession stand here at Lido Beach has been in the area for decades, but now city officials are considering a contract that will completely renovate this area.
I think as things change, sometimes things get better.
Jeff Charlotte of J.E. Charlotte Construction is one of the supporters of the Lido Beach Daiquiri Deck project the city of Sarasota is currently considering. According to the city, the proposed site is the public concession stand, which needs about $3.2 million worth of renovations, which the city says it does not have. Under the proposed contract agreement, Daiquiri Deck would pay for $1.9 million worth of the renovations. In return, they would be granted a 10-year lease to the 2.5-acre space.
It's a win-win. I mean, if you look at it, the tenant, which is the Lido Beach Concessionaire LLC, they're going to come on and put $3 million worth of improvements, which, by the way, are the city's improvements.
In addition to the cost of the renovations, Daiquiri Deck owners will pay an annual rent that would start at $80,000 and increase to $90,000 and then $100,000 after the third year. But the move is being met with mixed feelings.
A large facility like this will definitely bring a lot more people, traffic, noise.
Anatoni Furmanoff is the manager at Seabreeze Concession, the company that is currently leasing the location. And while the lease is set to expire next year and is currently not being considered for renewal, Furmanoff says over the years they've become familiar with the area and what the community wants. And he's confident it's not a daiquiri deck.
In regards to the residents, most of them are definitely against it because it is a small community, quiet, unique. There's a lot of elderly folks that live across the street.
Sentiments that other beachgoers like Paul Farrell agree with.
You're going to lose the old charm of this stand here that's been here for many, many years for basically $1.25 million. But the old charm of this place, once it's gone forever.
I don't agree. I mean, life is about changing.
Commissioners decided not to vote on this measure, say they needed more time for consideration. Bobeth Yates, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Bobeth. 2 award-winning trees are being removed from DeSoto National Memorial. The gumbo limbo trees were already suffering from old age and disease. One of them is the largest of its species in the country. They've received terrible damage from Hurricane Irma, which left cracks that pose a major threat to visitors. The removal is taking place today and tomorrow.
They're beautiful trees, but we also recognize the cycle of life and that the visitors are of the utmost importance. So we're doing what we have to do to enable a safe visit.
Visitors can help preserve the legacy of the trees by claiming their own cuttings to replant. Rangers will be giving out limbs to the public on November 8th from noon to 5 p.m. Interesting there, Scott. You can have a piece of the gumbo limbo tree yourself.
And If you live long enough, maybe you'll see it get that big. Yeah,
There you
the
go.
biggest in the country. It was. Well, still to come in your Suncoast News, a state senator under investigation for sexual harassment has been removed from a high-profile position in Tallahassee.
And Greek life at Florida State University is suspended after a death and a drug arrest only 3 days apart.
ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Watch ABC7 wherever you are, on our live stream, on mysuncoast.com, on the ABC7 My Suncoast app, powered by the Eye Associates, providing sight for life, featuring traffic maps and live radar, dining with recipes, and My Suncoast Restaurant Guide. Visit mysuncoast.com. Click on the Apps tab to download the ABC7 My Suncoast app for Apple and Android.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly 1 in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Do you need a good laugh? Starting November 1st at the Player Center, everything that can go wrong does go wrong in the smash hit comedy Moon Over Buffalo. This wild Broadway series production shows what happens both on stage and off. Contact the Players at 365-2494 or at theplayers.org. The show must go on with Moon Over Buffalo.
ABC7, your official Florida lottery station for the Suncoast.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
State Senator Jack Latvala has been removed from his powerful role as Senate Budget Chief. The president of the state Senate launching an investigation Friday into the sexual harassment allegations against Latvala. The Clearwater Republican is running for governor and has denied any wrongdoing. On Friday, he issued a statement pointing to political motivations for the allegations. And today, the president of the Senate ordered Senator Rob Bradley to take over as chairman of that Appropriations Committee.
Florida State University has indefinitely suspended its fraternities and sororities after the alcohol-related death of a freshman pledge and cocaine charges for a member of another fraternity. University President John Thrasher made that announcement today. Thrasher didn't say how long those suspensions will last, however. Andrew Coffey, a pledge at Pi Kappa Phi, died Friday after he was found unresponsive after a party. Today, 20-year-old Garrett John Marcy, a member of Phi Delta Theta, was charged with the sale of trafficking in cocaine.
All right, stay with us. Your first alert forecast is next with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts on 4 or more windows.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blog, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
You took your mom to the beach this morning, and meant by fog.
Yeah,
a lot of it.
There was a lot of fog, and I was like, no, it's gonna be colder out there. And then all of a sudden, the sun came out, and it was pretty hot.
Yeah, well, I mean, we got up into the low 80s, and typically that's what happens this time of year with the light winds and warm, moist air that comes in at times. We get the sea fog that develops and can roll in. It can stick around sometimes even longer, but it burn off around 10 o'clock throughout the day. I had a chance to take the Mustang out, the convertible this weekend. Nice weather for that. Had a great weekend as well as my daughter competed in her first gymnastic meet. Wow. And that was a very, very good success. We had some fog in Central Florida. That's where it was too. So the fog is going to be a problem again tomorrow morning. Casey Key webcam showing beautiful skies out there after the fog burned off. There's a beach that saw some nice weather throughout most of the day, and looks like we'll see similar conditions again tomorrow. So don't let the fog get you down. It should burn off pretty quickly, and dew point temperatures are into the upper 60s to low 70s, so we will see. Looks like very mild conditions overnight to warm conditions. Our typical low right around 62 degrees. Temperature can never go below the dew point, and we're not going to see that tonight, although the dew point has dropped a degree or two in just the last hour. We expect that fog to be around in patchy areas, become a little bit more thicker and more dense, I should say, by right around sunrise tomorrow, and looks as though we will see temperatures on the warm side tomorrow. Again, 74 degrees. Dew point is at 69. Winds are out of the north at 6. The pressure 30.03 inches. And the high today 1 degree above the average at 82 degrees. 67 was the morning low. So that was 5 degrees above the average, 40, and that was a record set in 1976. No rainfall to report. It's been a dry month thus far. Will stay that way too. Hourly forecast for Tuesday. Calling for sunshine after the fog burns off. Temperatures will respond to the low 80s, fairly typical for this time of year. Although we will see some mid 80s well inland. Lows tonight will be into the 60s, mid to upper 60s. Then we'll by 8 o'clock around 70 degrees. We'll warm into the low 80s in the late afternoon hours. Looks to be a real nice day again tomorrow. Well, the tropical season isn't over officially till November 30th. Although we have had storms in December, you usually get one storm every 2 years or so that does form in the month of November. This one appears to be forming now into the central Atlantic. And if it were to be named Storm Marina as it heads off to the north, and looks like it will do that, and then to the northeast, heading off toward, looks like Scotland or possibly Ireland down the road, but no threat to any land area anytime soon. It wouldn't be that big of a storm. Well, there's not a big storm over the U.S. at this point. We are looking at some showers and storms over the mid-Mississippi Valley now, from Missouri through southern Illinois all the way into western portions of Tennessee tonight. And looks like temperatures extremely cold on this zonal flow. All this cold air is bottling up right now. It just gets colder every day. And you can see it's 14 in Billings, 19 in Minot. That's all going to eventually spill southward. Look at the contrast there. Kansas City 43, in Dallas now at 71, 72 in Atlanta. That cold air is not heading here anytime soon. And as far as the beach and boating forecast goes, could see some dense sea fog to start the morning off, so boaters beware. Seas running 2 feet, and there could be a moderate chop. Seas will be picking up in the afternoon as winds switch around more to the north, northwest at 15 knots. Water temperature at 75. Beaches will see a high of 80. And the tides, low tide at 7:26 for Sarasota Bay, another one at 9:31. And a sunset a little bit earlier now. Fog developing, 69 degrees with mostly clear skies and warm conditions otherwise. Tomorrow that fog burns off, mostly sunny, a high of 82. And the extended forecast looking good right through Veterans Day with lots of sunshine around. Well, much more coming up right after this.
Good evening tonight from New York City.
The deadliest attack in New York since 9/11. David Muir with the NYPD at the scene. The only anchor at the fires in California, with survivors in Las Vegas, our teams in Niger and Myanmar. World News Tonight is America's most watched newscast, and we thank you.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
If you have Medicare, I have 3 things you'll want to hear. There's an all-in-one Medicare Advantage plan from Humana. It includes Medicare Part D prescription drug coverage, and it may save you money in so many ways. It's all in this book, and it's yours free just for calling. You'll see all the ways the plan might save you money, even on prescription drugs. In fact, last year, Humana Medicare Advantage prescription drug plan members saved an estimated $6,500 on average on their prescription costs. And you get all this coverage with an affordable monthly plan premium, and in some areas, no plan premium. Even if you've looked at Humana before, you need to take another look at this plan. We'll send you the decision guide absolutely free, in a slightly smaller size, of course. Discover the all-in-one Medicare Advantage plan that could cut your costs and cover your prescriptions. Call 1-800-824-8241 or go to humanabigbook.com. The savings are too big to miss.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Every day, a lawyer and a research scientist head out to the bay to their shellfish farm.
Interesting, and they also bring food that bring in one of the things that make the Suncoast a great place to call home. ABC7's Linda Carson has more.
The Two Dock Shellfish Farm is in North Manatee County in Tampa Bay. The company is made up of a father, son, and family friend.
We start from seed. We buy our seed locally from a local hatchery, and we plant them in mesh bags, and after about 3 months, we roll them into a larger mesh bag, and then in about a year, we have clams that are ready for market.
The shellfish don't need food or fertilizer.
They feed on the plankton that are in the water naturally, so they're filtering out the bay and cleaning it up.
Shellfish farm manager Mark Scott spends much of his time underwater keeping an eye on the clams.
We take care to purge the clams, which we pull them up out of the water, and then we put them down without all the mud and the water. They spit out all of the grit and the dirt that's inside of them.
Then when they harvest the clams, they act quickly.
We're bagging them and tagging them. We're putting them in a refrigerated van, and we're sending them out to markets Sarasota, Braden, and St. Petersburg.
We pride ourselves in harvesting on one day and delivering the next, and that's going to be probably the freshest product that anybody who deals in clams is going to get.
The company name Two Docks refers not only to where they tie up their boat, but also to their graduate degrees.
I have a doctorate degree in plant pathology, and that's just plant diseases, and I was in commercial agriculture for most of my adult career.
His son, Aaron III, has a law degree from Emory University, plus
I studied at the University of Miami. I studied aquaculture at the Rosenstiel School, and I studied environmental science as well.
Mark Scott's been diving these waters since he was a kid. He also got a college degree here.
I went to studied marine biology and got a degree there, and shortly out of school I got a job with the fisheries as a fisheries observer up in New England.
The two Aarons started the shellfish farm as a hobby.
And after a year, we sort of had a tiger by the tail. So when I finished up in Miami, I made a decision to come back home. I'd grown up here, and we got to work farming full time.
And their plans for the future?
We don't have sort of grand plans for the future. We're not trying to rule the world. We're just trying to make it a little bit better one day at a time.
Two Docks shellfish can bring in around 100 bushels of clams a week, and then you can eat them the very next day at some of the best restaurants here on the Suncoast, and you can pick some up at Detwilder's Farm Markets. Linda Carson, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Linda, thank you. And ABC7 is so proud to welcome its newest member of the news team today. That's baby Madeline Joe.
That's right. Our news producer Amber had Madeline over the weekend at 6 pounds and 6 ounces. We are so proud to welcome her. She's a cute little thing there, and Mom and Dad look well rested, but I'm sure that will change in the next couple of days or months.
We're so happy for you.
Yeah,
A beautiful family there, and we hope that they get some rest at night. It's going to take a little while.
Yeah, she can't say stand by, you know.
Madeline was coming. Yeah,
exactly.
No stopping that. World News Tonight with David Muir is next.
We'll see you back here again at 11. Have a good night.